And here we are at the Engrained Brewery Company that is now open over in the Legacy Point area of the capital city. And today we're talking with Brent Schwer, correct?
Correct.
Okay, welcome Brent to our show on
Thank you
location. And what a tremendous facility we have here. Tell me a little bit about yourself though, and you and your wife, and how this all came about.
Absolutely. So my wife and I live here in Springfield, Illinois. My wife's born and raised in Springfield, and I'm just right up the road from Bloomington Normal originally. About 5 years or so ago, I decided I wanted to have a significant career change and started to pursue this business of craft beer, and decided to go for a full brew pub. And a brew pub, for those of the audience that aren't familiar with it, is a restaurant, full service restaurant and microbrewery in one. So we make our own beer on premises and sell it, as well as full service food and fairs.
And one of the things I've read about your company is that you want to try to make it natural, healthy eating sort of food, like free range. Sort of institution. So tell me how you go about doing that.
Absolutely. My background's actually from the farm. I grew up on the family dairy and grain farms, and we basically had the lifestyle of if we wanted pork, we raised a pig. If we wanted chicken, we raised a chicken, and that's what I grew up with. And I think agriculture and food to some degree has become a mass-produced industry, and so I wanted to bring this local natural element that I grew up with to our restaurant here in Springfield. And so what we're actually doing is we're working with local farmers. 100% of our beef, pork, and chicken comes straight from local farmers, and we work with those farmers to meet our standards in terms of the animals are pastured, what they're fed. There's no antibiotics, no growth hormones, none of the confinement that you have in some of the large commercial institutions. And so we have all these requirements that of the farmers and what they feed and how the animals are raised, which a lot of them already kind of met on their own. It wasn't difficult to find a lot of farmers that are already using these practices. The same thing that my family did, and most small farmers do.
So most of your food then comes from the local area here.
Definitely on the beef, pork, and chicken. The produce is a little more difficult because of the seasonality, and so we're working our way slowly towards trying to have more and more local produce, and we're doing as much as we can right now. But our big guarantee to customers is on the proteins, if you will, and then we're trying to work our way forward on the other produce items.
So as far as like the actual production of the brew, do those also come from around here, those ingredients from the central Illinois area, or is it more, again, a seasonal thing?
Well, for the beer side, the big ingredients are barley and hops, and we don't really grow those here in central Illinois, so there's not really anywhere for me to source barley and hops from locally. There is a few potential local farmers popping up here and there, but for the most part, I have to get those ingredients from other places. But I do as much U.S. sourced product as I can. So all of our malt I buy almost principally from Breeze Malting Company, and they're a U.S. based company. Okay. They have facilities in Minnesota and Wisconsin. So they're very much a Midwestern. Mm-hmm. A lot of their barley comes from the same region, Wisconsin, Minnesota, the Dakotas. And then a lot of our hops are coming from the Northwest and Oregon and Washington. So definitely I try to do as much U.S. product as I can.
And one of the things you've also talked about in your website is the recycling aspect of the actual building, I suspect. Tell us, how do you incorporate the recycling aspect into your business?
Absolutely. So, and for me, it's even more than that. So when I talk about sustainability, what I'm talking about is how do we reduce our footprint on the environment. And so we've tried to have as many things in the design of our building and our practices, everyday business practices, that make us a sustainable facility. And so one of those is recycling and kind of reducing our consumption of as many things as we can. So we do have, we'll be recycling our food waste, so we'll send that to one of our pig farmers, for the food scraps, even, the carrot peels and items from the kitchen that the chef isn't going to use. All of those food scraps will go to local farmers. Here in the brewery, right behind us, where the spent grains come out of the mash tun, those are going to local farmers as well. So that's a little bit of the recycling. And we'll also do glass and plastic, which, believe it or not, we actually don't have a commercial service for those items here at this location. So we have to keep our own glass and plastic and take them to a recycling facility. But beyond that, the building has all kinds of sustainability built in terms of reducing our energy consumption, using green materials, whether it's low VOC paints or our refrigeration system is state of the art. It uses a lot less energy because we have one centralized refrigeration rack versus a bunch of individual little refrigeration components. Our lighting is all compact fluorescent. Our exterior lighting is 100% LED, which is the most efficient lighting available on the market. So I could just go on and on.
Well, it sounds like you spent a tremendous amount of time organizing this situation.
Absolutely.
So what type of advantages did you have to come out to Legacy Point? Because this is an up and coming neighborhood, basically.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here in Legacy Point. I really think it's going to be the future of Springfield. I was fortunate to work with the developers, and it took some time for a startup enterprise like me, but they definitely saw the vision of Engrained Brewing Company and believed in it, and worked with me to really help me considerably to get this facility off the ground and here at Legacy. My neighbors are very excited to have me as a neighbor. I'm very excited to have them as neighbors. And I think it's going to be a great place.
Plus, there's other facilities that are getting ready to go. Isn't there like a hotel that's going to be next door?
Yep.
Mainly.
There'll be a hotel down the road that will be right next door. So our patrons can crawl over if they need. And then the outlet malls down the road, which will also be on Legacy South down here on this side of the development. So.
Another neat aspect of this, how many people did you get off of unemployment, or how many people did you employ, let's say?
We've got about 100 employees here, so I'm really excited about the staff. I was really pleased with the quality and the energy of the people that we've hired. Everybody, some aspect of the concept resonates with each and individual member of our staff, whether it's the recycling or the sustainability or the natural food product or the beer, whatever it is. There's something for all of our employees. They're really excited to be here.
Now, one other thing I want to touch upon, you have, I'm scrambling for words here, a guest brew of some sort, like where you invite somebody in to help create a new type of brew?
Well, we'll have guest taps. So on the beer side, we'll have our own beers. We'll have 8 of our own beers that we constantly rotate and are doing different things with. But I wanted to be more than just having our own beers, which obviously that's really important, and I'm really proud of the product that I make here because I'm also the brewer. But we're also doing guest taps, and what that is basically I bring in other craft beers, other small artisanal craft breweries. I feature their products as well, so that we can kind of be a destination location for the beer lover, if you will.
And finally, what's on the menu? I mean,
Absolutely.
what is coming up that we can enjoy?
Yeah, our executive chef Brad Kreitz has really done a phenomenal job, and we're going to have we'll just start with a couple of the appetizers. Our cheese curds, one of our local farmers, actually a mile away from where I grew up. It's a great family friend. We've had an excellent relationship for a long time. They turned their dairy farm into a cheesery, and they make their own cheeses now. So they use 100% of their milk from the dairy cattle to make cheese, and we're getting fresh cheese curds from them, and we have a beer batter deep fried cheese curd that's amazing. We'll be doing our own pizzas. 100% of our menu is made from scratch, even the desserts. We have our own pastry chef, Kate, who makes our desserts 100% from scratch. We make our own doughs. Everything is, all of our stocks for our soups, everything's made from scratch on the menu.
How many items on the menu?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't actually have a count.
Right. Well,
maybe 30-ish, something like that. And we'll constantly be doing specials too because of our concept. We're purchasing whole animals from farmers, and so we have to utilize every cut of the animal, and so that means we'll feature interesting specials on a pretty much a daily basis to help us efficiently use all the cuts from the animal. So whether it's steak, pork chops, our pizzas, we have a number of different sandwiches. If you want our fresh cut fries, like I said, everything's from scratch, including our fries.
Now, when this airs, you're going to be open a week. So, what are the times? When are you going to be open? And is it lunch and dinner right off the bat, or tell me what that is?
Lunch and dinner, 7 days a week. We'll be open at 11 a.m. every day, and we're going to let our customers feel out our closing times, but sometime around 10, 11 p.m. And then later on the weekends to have the bar area open.
Sure. What a fantastic situation, and
Yeah.
congratulations on
Thank
getting
you.
everything built up out here.
Thank you.
And maybe at some point we may come back and want to talk to you again. So
Absolutely.
we'll look forward to that. So closing out from Legacy Point and the Engrained Brewing Company, thanks for joining us.